I just got done watching Fear Street Part 1. This released at midnight and it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to try and get through this review as fast as possible so I can go to bed. But this is the first part out of a 3-week event. This is based on R.L. Stine's novel with the same name, I believe. And this was a series, a mini series, sorry, that I was excited for. Like I always, I've loved what Netflix has offered in the horror genre. Netflix has some great horror originals on there, and having R.L. Stine write this one and being based on his novels and all that, and this being a part of one of probably my favorite subgenre of horror, which is slasher. And like there were all these great elements that I was really excited to see. I was really excited to see in this series, and does it live up to the hype? Most definitely. This is insanely good. This is an awesome supernatural slasher. I'm gonna keep this review strictly non-spoilers because when I release this review, I'm sure people will still be watching it. Like I may or may not do a spoiler review. Yeah, like time will tell. Like I do have some other movies to get to this week because I do want to watch the Tomorrow War and do a review on that. And I hope to get to that later today. But yeah, so what do I think of this movie? Yeah, this is a great throwback and what us horror fans, what we love in 80s and 90s slashers. This brings the best elements of both eras of slashers into a single part. Because yeah, there's so many sequences that have just that 80s feel and that 80s environment to it, and that is my first positive. This movie, it feels like something John Carpenter would do. Like there are certain like chase sequences. There are a lot of them in here, and like there is a lot of those types of sequences that feel like John Carpenter directed, like just in tone and feel, and just like the 80s, like the 80s color and how they decided to decorate the set design. It feels like this feels like a series John Carpenter like would direct. Um, and there are a lot of shots in this that are most definitely inspired by John Carpenter's Halloween. There's one shot in particular which I saw that when I saw it, I immediately thought of John Carpenter's Halloween. And that's another like big positive that I have to say about this movie is the chase scenes with the killer. They are some of the best sequences in this entire movie. One of my personal favorites, actually, because it just like as an '80s fanboy and as someone who loves '80s, it's just I had such a joy seeing these types of sequences being recreated in 2021 and still kind of bring back that 80s nostalgia. And another great element this movie has is the musical score, which I'm sure every horror fan can agree. This movie has a kick-ass 80s soundtrack to it. This movie has songs from Radiohead. There's Alice Cooper towards the end of the movie, and there's just so many great songs that just bring back that 80s nostalgia, and the soundtrack, it fits in perfectly for the scenes that song is playing for, and it adds to the joy and the fun of the scene. And there's also a hint of metal in there. So yeah, for any metal fans out there like myself, like the metal score, there are a few little drops of metal towards the beginning, maybe in the first maybe 20 to 30 minutes. Some great metal bits, which I really got a kick out of that. But yeah, the soundtrack in this movie, it's like it has that 80s pattern down patch in this. Like I have no complaints with the score. I thought it added an extra layer of fun and nostalgia to this movie, which I thought this movie absolutely nailed. It's a slasher film, and we always like our blood and gore. We always like some carnage candy in our slasher movies, and this movie delivers on that. The kills in this are really good. One in particular, which is fucking nuts. I'm not going to spoil it. You'll just have to watch the movie for yourself. But it got the biggest reaction. It got the biggest cheer out of me when I was watching it. I will not spoil it, but there's a kill towards the end in a grocery store. And yeah, just watch the movie. It's a badass fucking kill. One of my favorites I've seen in slashes in a while, I would say. But yeah, then putting that kill aside, how are the rest of the kills? There is plenty of blood and gore and carnage candy for us horror fans to enjoy in this. There is a good amount in here. There's some really cool kills. I can't really say much else besides that. You'll just have to watch. You'll just have to watch it to experience the kills for yourself, because yeah, there are some really good ones. There's a good amount of gore throughout this, which I did not expect. And then as far as complaints with this, like as much as the characters are fun to be around in this movie, there's not much characterization given to these characters. Like the character that I related to the most was what's his name? I have it written down here. Josh, which he's kind of the horror fanboy here. He's a very funny character in this. And yeah, he was the character that I could get behind, because he understands the history of this town better than anyone, because he has this like wall of like research he has done, and he puts all the connections together throughout the film that lead to one of the characters surviving in the end. And he was the one that I felt was the most believable, and plus he had a good performance behind him. And but then the other characters, like I didn't feel like there was much of a personality to them. Like obviously each character in this does have their own personality, but as far as fleshing out that character and fleshing out their personality, like I didn't really care for them. So when the characters did die, like in the opening scene, like that's a scene that like the director is really trying to make the viewer feel sympathy for this character when we know jack shit about that character. Like we're introduced to it for like 5 minutes, and there's very like if not nothing they can do for a character in 5 minutes. And it's just I just didn't see the point. And then there's just kills throughout the movie where I didn't feel any sympathy, because I didn't feel that connection or that relationship with that character. There's one horror trope I felt this movie was over reliant on, and it's where our character, where she looks behind her, she sees the bad guy, she looks straight ahead, and then she looks back, and the bad guy's gone, and then the bad guy pops up somewhere else. Like that trope has been done to death, and that trope is used in almost every single chase sequence in this movie. This movie really over relies on that trope, and I felt at a point it did get a bit annoying predicting how a sequence was going to end. And it's just like, I mean, okay, I'm fine with horror movie tropes. Like, I mean, as long as they make sense and it's at least something new with each sequence. It felt like it was the same, and I felt like that's kind of why it got annoying. Like it was that same character looks in the distance, she sees the bad guy, and then she looks back, and then she looks back again, and he's gone. Like it's that rinse and repeat scattered throughout this movie, and it was just very annoying, especially at the end. Because I mean, okay, the first couple times, I mean, like I was okay with it, but when your movie is so over reliant on that one trope and nothing else, it just yeah, like to me, it got annoying. You guys might feel differently, but it's just out of my viewing, I just found I found it very what's the word? I found it very repetitive. That's the word. I found it very repetitive when watching it. Um, but yeah, like yeah. Besides that, this is an absolute blast. Like I am 100% watching this again tonight once I get some sleep, because I thought yeah, this was an awesome first part. It has everything that you want. It has a great atmosphere. It has a great environment. Um, it has great camera work as well. It's another like big positive I can say regarding this is the camera work in this. The camera work in this looks really good, and as far as set and lighting, they are stunning to look at in this movie. Yeah, the makeup in the movie is amazing. The direction is amazing in this. It's yeah, I cannot say enough positive about this. Like the camera work I thought was like excellent in this, and yeah, like I cannot wait to watch this again. I'm definitely watching it a second time, and I cannot wait for part two, which is based at a summer camp. Which oh man, I wish they released this as like one whole big event, like part one, two, and three, just released at the same time, and you can just binge part one, part two, part three, like all at once, because I want part two so badly now. Because I mean, oh man, I'm loving this. I am addicted to this. Like this is at the moment. I cannot wait to watch part two and part three, and I would highly recommend you guys check this out for yourselves, especially if you love a good old school slasher. This movie gives you what you want, and then even if you're a horror fan in general, check this series out on Netflix. So, anyways, guys, if you have seen Fear Street Part 1, let me know down in the comments. What did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you think it was male? Did you really not like it? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below. So, anyways, guys, I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, bye.